We used to grow around the 6,000, 6,300. This year, well last year, we would have cut into the 9, but we left 1,000 tonne standover, thanks to the mills. But that couldn't be helped. We've gone to GPS tracking and variable rate for the fertiliser, and we've changed our fallow. We started putting mill mud on and lime. Chemical, well, we're trying to keep on top of weed control and grass control, so the cost savings is noticeable. And crop wise, well, the crop has definitely improved over the changes we've done.
Phillip was interested in having a nutrient plan done, so at the time we had that project pod running, helping with the fertiliser rates and recommendations. It is well below government regulations, so whatever the 6 Easy Steps requires, we're dropping depending on paddock history, the variety and age of the ratoons. In his plant cane last year, because he had put mud on, he didn't end up top dressing with anything, and he's still getting really good yields, and he's not seeing any differences between the stuff that was fertilised and the stuff that wasn't.
This year, I did not think the crop would be there, what is there. We started off the season at 6.5, and within the first few weeks we jumped to over 9,000, and our estimates haven't changed much all year. Same situation again this year. Because we only cut 2 days a week, we've got behind, and we've stayed behind for the whole season. So we're probably 1,000 tonne short of where we should be at present. But the crop CCS this year, the highest we've seen this year is 1671. The lowest we've probably seen is a 9, but that was for standover.
Which around the area is not bad though.
Yeah, that's right. But on an average this year, we're running around the 1360, 1370. The mill is running around about 13.4, so tonnes wise is, yeah, it's an eye-opener of some of the big cane we've been cutting this year. I have cut big tonnes here before in some blocks, but some blocks that didn't grow cane are just, yeah, opening our eyes this year what cane was actually coming off them.
They knew they had issues in certain areas, and the EM mapping really backed that up. So then with the soil sampling, we were then able to really ground truth what they already kind of knew, that the yield wasn't kind of performing, and we were able to then, like we'll talk about in the future, of doing maybe variable rate ash as well in those problem areas.
Farmacist come on board with us, what, just 2-3 years ago? They've done our fertiliser mapping for us, and they've remapped all our soil types and done our soil samples, and last year we jumped on board with the chemical one, with the Bluewater, so they done a chemical overlay for us too. So Matthew drives it up, he's running the fertiliser unit, so it was fitted with the GPS and variable rate control.
It was new ballpark for me. I was flat out using my phone, let alone the GPS, and yeah, Jess showed me how to use it, and after the first laps after you got out, I was ready to rip it out. And then I found the volume switch for the beeping, so that was good, and turned that right down. And then I give it the nickname Karen, so I'm getting used to it now, and I can just jump in it and go, and being able to just switch blends and that without even getting out of the tractor.
Before we had to change sprockets and that too for the rates, so now it's all just on the run. It's just numbers in the screen and it's just on the run. So
being able to keep up with exactly what it's putting on too, that's handy. Right to down to 2 kilos off what it should actually be across 10 tonne, 20 tonne. Like, it's just so easy.
So we'd probably try and work in some cover crops such as sorghum, or he's doing sunflowers this year, at least with sorghum cowpea or something like that. He is able to then feed it off to his cattle.
We've always sort of been a little bit interested fallow crops.
Mrs. wants to sell the flowers.
Yeah, it'll be cattle feed otherwise if it doesn't, but it's a cattle seed, so
I want someone to be a trial.
Yeah, so it's become a little bit of a trial between maps now and Farmacist, so we'll just got to see what happens. We've got to get it out of the ground first.
The EM map picks up clays, salts and water content, so that just gives us a variation in the soil. So the heavier EC zones will generally, which is the dark blue area, will generally reflect sodicity or clays, and then the lighter soil, usually there's not too much of an issue there, but the sandier soil here, low pH, so we have also done lime recommendations, and Phillip likes the fine lime, so he's seen a big benefit.
2020 we started using coarse lime. With Farmacist we went to the fine lime, finding it breaks down quicker and actually gets to the plant straight away.
It's all put on with a drop spreader too. None of it's actually put on with a spreader, so every bit of product we put on goes on the ground. There's none of it lost. We got cattle that drink on all their water courses, so water quality.
Yeah, you got to be right onto it.
Yeah. If anything comes through them, and we send cattle through a meatworks and we get a chemical hit, we get hit. Like, it costs us a lot of money. Any water that leaves this property all ends up Creek. Ends up in Marooney Weir, ends up in Dunwilton in Mackay's drinking water, and then out to the Reef. So you have to be, you got to be vigilant what you use. Yeah, it's important.
Trying to put on the least as possible all the time, just looking after it. Can't be just spraying it here willy-nilly.